Hello, good day to you. I'm Ria and this is Catch Up with Ria. Thank you for coming back. If you watched the last video, I'm glad to see you in our new video. Yes, it means you are becoming a dedicated member of the community without even knowing, and I'm glad that you came back if you did come back. So today I'll be talking about my journey to entrepreneurship. I mean, obviously, I wasn't born an entrepreneur, but I've been into the business of entrepreneurship for, the last 6 years. I started as an entrepreneur, I wouldn't say late, I think quite early. That was 6 years ago in the Corona period. It started while I was in the university. Was it 200 level? Yeah, I was in 200 level in the university, and I started this perfume business with my sister. I can't even remember whose suggestion it was that time. I think it was my mom. I actually come from a family of entrepreneurs, so it wasn't really difficult for people to encourage you to try and do something to make a little bit of extra income. And yes, I didn't come from the richest family in the world, but I didn't also come from the poorest family in the world. My family was well-to-do. We're an average Nigerian family. My parents could afford to take us to schools and buy the things we need. So I wasn't basically in need of money. I think then when I started with my sister, it was just for the purpose of doing something, because we never really used the money that we got from the perfume to do something big or so. So it's just something we did for fun, I guess. I think that's a very nice way to say it. So something we did for fun. Yeah, so I started my 200 level. I was selling. My sister and I would buy perfume from my dad, who happened to be a manufacturer of perfume. What was even the name? Nice Time, and so many of that. Other of them, there was Blue Love, there was Nice Time, and a lot of them. Then my dad makes perfumes, and he also makes nail polish for women, dissolvers and stuff like that. So we would collect from him on credits and then take it to school in the East and advertise, tell people we have perfume, meet our friends, tell them we had perfume, we had body spray, and then we're just gradually selling, saving the money, repaying my dad, and then we keep buying, saving the money to buy another stock. There was even time that we would send money to them in Lagos. They would bill it for us to the East, Anambra. I schooled in Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Yeah, so that was it, and we were just doing that. I was in the school hostel at that time, and then that was actually when I made my first attempt to do yogurts. I was like, I'd watched a couple of videos. I liked the taste of yogurt, so I was like, okay, why can't I try it? It seems pretty easy. And then I bought my milk, I bought my culture, I bought everything that I needed to buy, and then I tried to do the yogurt, and it was a woof. It didn't even form. Like, things didn't just go well. I didn't really understand what was going on. I didn't even understand the concept of yogurt. Yes, I'm a biomedical scientist. I was studying medical laboratory science in university, but I was just in my 200 level, so I didn't even really understand what medical lab was all about. So I didn't really understand what the culture thing was all about. And so the yogurt didn't turn out well. It didn't even form. So yeah, it came out awfully, and then I just forgot about the whole thing and just focused on my perfume and stuff like that. So we kept on selling our perfume, and then fast forward to I moved out of the lodge when I was in 300 level with my sister. I moved out of the hostel rather with my sister when I was in 300 level, and then we moved to a lodge close to school, and then we continued selling our perfumes and stuff. And then my sister is the kind of person that likes to do food stuff. She loves to cook. I even learned how to cook from her. She loves to try new things. She loves to bake. You get. And then I never really had interest. I mean, I remember the time that she baked a cake and then it came out looking like a bread. We laughed about it for so many days and then it was funny and stuff like that. I never actually had interest in baking because, I mean, baking looked like serious work to me. Maybe because then when I was in school and I saw people who baked, I'd see when they would be turning the whole thing, like the way they would be turning the whole butter and the sugar, and I'm like, why would someone want to put themselves through this kind of stress and stuff? So I was never really interested in baking. And then fast forward to Corona period, I was my 400 level and then we all had to go home because, I mean, Corona, we all remember how it hit us hard. So while I was at home, I went home, I think March 2020. While I was at home, I was doing nothing and then I was getting bored and stuff and all. And then I was like, I told my mom after I'd been at home for like 2 months or so that I like to do something at home, learn a skill, just do something. Whatever I can do to pass time. I didn't want to be at home all day doing nothing. And then she had this friend who used to bake. So she puts me she puts me there. It was not so far from my house. So I had to walk there every day in the morning and then come back at night in the evening. And I had to trek most of the time because it was Corona period and then transportation was kind of difficult. The bikes were not really moving all the time. There was not really much means of transport then. So most times I had to trek a long distance. It wasn't far by bike, but I mean when you are trekking, when you're walking, it was a bit of a distance. So yeah, I started learning how to bake. And then it was exciting. Right? It was exciting because I saw that there was something called a cake mixer. Why doesn't anyone use that in school? It made work so much easier. I saw that there was something called an oven. Why does anyone use that in school? Why do we use pots and all the stuff? Like, I saw that there were equipments that made baking easy. And then suddenly I developed an interest in it. I just started enjoying doing it and stuff. So yeah, that was how my journey to entrepreneurship started in the aspect of becoming a baker. And I didn't want to bore you guys with long talk in just one video. So if you want to watch part 2 on my journey to entrepreneurship, please write that in the comments. And don't forget to click the subscribe button. Please click the subscribe button. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I look forward to sharing more of my entrepreneurship journey with you. And thank you for watching Culture with Ria. Peace.